Hi everybody. Last week I had brought up that I wanted to do a small training on bookkeeping. I know it's so exciting for a Saturday night, but I thought it was important because those of us that are in direct sales, we do a lot of incentives, and I don't want you to leave money on the table. If you don't keep track of what you're doing on your sales and your incentives and your expenses, you're going to pay taxes on that full amount. Hey, Catherine. Okay, so, hi, Barb. What I have always used in my business, and I'm talking way over 20 years because we had an automotive business, many of you know, and we had 5 techs, so we had to keep track of a lot of the payroll. And also you knew that I had an eBay business. I still do that to a small extent. And also had an Amazon business, a 3-piece seller. And that's where I bought product in bulk and sent them in boxes upon boxes into Amazon, and they put it on their shelves, they sold it, and they cut me a check. So it was really important to keep track of every bit of those expenses because that gross amount was gross. And I didn't want to pay taxes on gross amounts. I wanted to pay taxes on net amounts. So that's what we have to do. And you know, your direct sales is a business. You have to treat it as a business. So you don't want to be willy-nilly giving out all your money and then giving Uncle Sam money on your gross amounts. So let's talk about that. What I've used all these years, and it's an amazing system, it's a really simple system, it's a paper system. I know some like to do that on their computer, but I want to tell you, I don't know how many times over my years I've lost information on the computer for one reason or another, so I just prefer to have mine in paper. So as you can imagine, I've got so many sets of these still in storage. So what I use, so you can see this, I know it's backwards, but this is a Dome bookkeeping system. What I use is the monthly system. They have all kinds of choices. They've got weekly systems, they've got just everything you can think of, and inside the book it tells you. So I want to show you a little bit about the book and then we'll talk. But before I do, I want to let you know that I am not a certified tax professional. I'm not CPA. I'm not going to give you tax advice. That's what you need to go to your professional for. I'm going to show you what I've done and just some little bit of tips on that. So, the bookkeeping system. This book teaches you how to do it. It is so simple. So, let me open it and just show you a little bit of examples. Try and get my fingers to work here. All right. So, the first thing you're going to see in this book is actually a tax calendar. Amazing. Hey, Allison. This is going to tell you when all the forms are due in your business. So, and it's going to explain a little bit about that. So, that is really handy right off the bat. It's going to tell you which types of bookkeeping systems, you know, keep track of your mileage on your vehicle, your expense records, everything that's available. And by the way, this book I think cost me, I don't know, sometimes you can get them for $11, sometimes you can get them for $13 through Amazon or eBay. So I even think through Sam's you can get it for cheap. Hey Jessica, how are you? All right. Now this part is, I found so handy because I know a lot of people ask, well, what can I deduct? Well, you've got a couple pages here that tells you examples of what you can deduct. So, for instance, let me see, the one I wanted to show you, selling expenses. Hi Jessica. Selling expenses such as commissions and bonuses as prizes. That's commissions you've paid out. So, say you've had somebody to help you sell and you're going to give them a kickback. But if you're going to give prizes, I know I've seen some, it's like, hey, you know, I'm going to give away this product if you do X, Y, and Z. Well, that is, you know, where you can deduct that. Hey Sheila. So discounts, entertainment of customers and prospects, rebates. Now I see this all the time, rebates, because You may have a preferred customer fee. Whatever business you have may have something where you buy this full price, but I'm going to send you back a rebate, like sending back a check for X amount. So that's where that would go. So you get the idea. This has got a whole list of different things that you can deduct. So that's very, very helpful. Hi, Missy. General instructions, going to tell you how to do everything. Gives you examples. Look at that. Fake bookkeeping, right there. But I'm going to show you a little bit about that too. I'm going to break this down. I know this is backwards. I'm going to keep saying that, but I'm going to try to get some screenshots because I gave a class on this years ago, the eBay Underground. So I do have some of my screenshots still in my system, so I keep it on Google Docs, so I'm going to try to get some screenshots below, or maybe even another thread, just so we have it. But the first part right here, this is where you keep your merchandise or materials. I mean, if you, let's just say in another business that you make jewelry, this is what you're going to put, everything that you purchased to make your jewelry. If you're on eBay, it's all your items that you've bought for resale. If you're in direct sales, I know sometimes, how do I want to say this? Indirect sales, your customers are purchasing on their own account with their own credit card, but sometimes there's situations where they're not going to start their own account, or you've given this great incentive and you're purchasing it yourself, and then you're invoicing them. So here's where you would, the items that you're purchasing for resale, your products that you're purchasing through your own checking account, credit card, you're going to put that over here. So eBay, like I said, you buy something for resale, you're going to put it there. Anything, like in my shop, when we bought parts, that's where I put my parts, because we're going to resell them to our customers. On the next column is other expenditures, such as maybe you paid your heat bill, maybe you've paid someone to help you, you know, just straight out, not like a wage, but just somebody that came in, you know, like a kid come in and help you. So all kinds of things. On this part here, you're going to have the date, and you're going to have the check number, if you have a check number, and you're going to have the account number. That's the really cool thing about this, because it's not enough just to have a list of everything you have paid out. You want to know by glancing at your records every month where your money's going. So I'm going to flip this over. Get down here. There's all kinds of pages to those expenditures, because you're not, you know, hitting on the size of your business, you're going to have a lot of expenditures. All right. Here is the expenditure breakdown. And they've got different numbers assigned to different things. Accounting. This book would be accounting. You've got advertising, and again, and the other pages is going to tell you different things you might not have thought about that can go into advertising. And anything that's, for instance, advertising, it's going to be account 3. So when you wrote your expenditures down, you're going to put a 3 and the amount. And just it can just go on and on. So that's how you're going to know. At the end of the month, you're going to take all your 3s, all your advertising, you're going to add those up, and you're going to put that amount right here where it says total for this month. So maybe I've spent $50 in advertising, so I'm going to put that $50 right there. The next column says totals up to this month. That means on the previous pages for January, February, March, April, May, and so on, that's how much you have spent so far, not counting this month. You add them together, you're going to have the total for the whole year. You know, add total to date. So this is important, because you can take a look and you say, you know what? I have spent this much on the items, and I have brought in so much. Why is my profit not as high as I thought? Well, you can take a look over here and just tell by glancing where all your money is gone, and you say, okay, I need to cut down on this area because I spent too much. I've given too much incentives. So that is the great part of that system. Another part we haven't talked about is where the receipts from your business. Like in the shop, I'd say, what's your total tickets? what's your total receipts, what have you got paid. Direct sales, you're going to get a check. It's going to have part of its commission, and part of it is profit, say from the consultant price minus the customer price is, you've got that profit. So that's where that would go. Remember when I talked about when you had a specific thing going on where incentive where you purchased that item yourself, but then you made a deal with someone else. So you put how much you paid for your items. Well, whenever that customer pays you, when you've invoiced them, say through a PayPal invoice, this is where you would put. So the first day of the month, you're going to put how much money you received that day from all areas. From the invoicing, or if that's when your company paid you, that's where you're going to put that. You can also make other columns here to break it down. You can, for instance, you can break it down by commission, by profit. What I did with my eBay is I actually, I was in Virginia, so I made a column for Virginia for the amounts that I sold, and then I had another column for the sales tax that was paid out, or was received. So this just gives you an idea. So this is, you're going to be able to take care of what you bought to resell, your bills, other things that you had to write your checks for. It's going over here. Over here is what you've brought in, and over here is all broke down, so you can see exactly what area. The cool thing is, by the time you get to the end of the year, you're going to have everything all nice and neat, and you're going to transfer it over on this page. And this is the handy dandy page that you tear out to give to your CPA, your tax professional. So this is what you would be sitting with in the old days. Maybe you had a shoebox just filled with receipts, and who wants to do that at the end of the year? And then half of those receipts are all, you can't even read them now because they have that freaking disappearing ink. So this is cool. Also, you'll notice right here, backwards, but it's a net worth. So you can kind of figure out what your net worth is. That's pretty cool. And amazing, more info. Payroll. You're going to have the calendar of when things are due, the forms that you need, explanation on what each form is. Hey, J.O. Hey, George. How are you? Megan and Trish, my girls. Okay. As always, Dome Bookkeeping has amazing step-by-step and tells you how to do it. In our shop, we had 5 guys. We had 5 techs. So much to take care of. And we didn't have an outside payroll guy, so we used this. Each page is for the employee. So you're going to have his name, you're going to have the address, you're going to have the social security number, how many exemptions they want, if they're married or if they're single. And then each week you can keep track of their hours or if they were off and how much they earn an hour. If they had any overtime, what's their overtime rate? And then you start into their deductions. Social Security, Medicare, federal, state, maybe they had a garnishment and so you had to pay that into their courthouse, any type. And sometimes, like we had specific things, maybe there's a tool thing they borrowed some money for. I mean, anything you're going to take, you're going to put there for the deductions, and you're going to be able to keep track of this. It's really important because, first of all, you have to do your W-2s, you have to do all kinds of forms for the state and federal, so you have it all at your fingertips. And as well, you could, as you go along, there's more sheets for your payroll to make sure you can do your quarterly payments and such. So, Dome Bookkeeping. You can't do without it. You don't have to worry about your computer going down, being hacked, being locked up, can't get your information. You don't have to worry about it on the web and well, especially with your payroll. I wouldn't want all that social security on there and everything. So I hope this has helped someone. If you got any questions, you can give me a message on it. I mean, I won't give tax information, but I can tell you how I've done it. So that's my little handy dandy little tipsters on how to keep track of your money. Don't leave money on the table. Don't pay Uncle Sam for all these things that you could be deducting. So have a great evening. I'm going to wrap it up. Bye.